Hello, friends. Today I want to revisit something, and that is the consciousness-based approach to longevity and health span. In the late 80s, I wrote a book called Ageless Body, Timeless Mind, which, thanks to the Oprah Winfrey Show, was on the New York Times bestseller list for about 88 weeks. And uh, a lot of people obviously read it, but I'm not sure they fully got the message in the book, Ageless Body, Timeless Mind. Now, in the intervening years, there's been a lot of research on health span and aging. We know that less than 5% of disease is due to what are called fully penetrant gene mutations, for which hopefully CRISPR offers hope, gene editing. And at this moment, there's a lot of research on vaccines, anti-aging vaccines, on signal molecules like quercetin and quercetin, senolytics, as they're called, senolytics, signal molecules. There's also research on rapamycin, which is supposed to act through autophagy. And there's a lot of research on adaptogens, Ayurvedic adaptogens, and also recently research on something called telomere 1, TELOMIR 1. And then, of course, nicotinamide mononucleotide, etc. All these approaches have been found to be valid in animal models, and right now lots of human studies are also happening on extending health span, lifespan, etc. Given all that, I still want to readdress the consciousness-based approach, which was the basis of Ageless Body, Timeless Mind. So just to clarify things a little bit, timeless mind, when I say timeless mind, it refers to the true self, existing beyond the limitations of the ego and the physical body. This concept is rooted in the idea that consciousness is the fundamental reality, and our perception of the world, including time and aging, is shaped by our mental framework. By aligning with this timeless aspect of the self, we can transcend the conventional understanding of aging and mortality. Similarly, the ageless body is a state that is formless and unbounded. It's your formless, borderless body that is not in time. I argue that the physical body is not a fixed entity, but is constantly being reshaped by the conditioned mind. By changing our consciousness or shifting to the domain of awareness, which is formless and timeless, we can influence the body's biological processes, potentially reversing the effects of aging for a period and maintaining vitality and health. I know this view challenges traditional medical perspectives, but it's an approach that has been used by yogis and rishis for thousands of years. So I encourage you to discard several false assumptions about the nature of reality and self. These include the belief in an objective world independent of the observer, and the notion that time is an absolute force to which we are all subject. Time, the arrow of time, entropy, aging, of course, are linked. So my philosophy is not merely theoretical. It includes practical applications aimed at moving in the direction of an ageless body and timeless mind, and going beyond the fear of death, because your true self is timeless and not subject to birth or death. So, although this approach has been criticized by many in the scientific establishment, now there is more and more evidence for the inseparability of mind and body. Um, this mind-body connection has influenced modern health paradigms by highlighting how mental and emotional states can influence physical health. And this perspective is increasingly recognized in medical practices that incorporate stress management and psychological well-being into patient care. Meditation and mindfulness have now become mainstream. And in a one-week retreat, which included mindfulness and meditation at the Chopra Foundation, we were able to show that the level of telomerase went up by 40%. So telomerase is the enzyme that controls the length of telomeres. And there is, to my knowledge, no intervention that has, in one week, changed the level of telomerase. And now we know that telomere length is also associated with longevity and health span. Over the years, I've explored epigenetics, which, of course, explores the role of environment in gene activity. And now we know that our thoughts and emotions can influence gene expression, thus impacting health outcomes. And right now, the research on epigenetics and lifestyle has become pretty much mainstream. Many studies support the idea of mind-body interventions and epigenetic modifications. Research has shown that mind-body interventions like meditation, yoga, qigong can induce both physiological and psychological changes, including epigenetic modifications. These practices have been associated with changes in DNA methylation, which can influence gene expression related to stress, inflammation, and metabolic processes. For instance, a study highlighted that mind-body interventions can reduce blood glucose levels in patients with type 2 diabetes by affecting epigenetic marks. This integrative approach, which combines conventional and complementary therapies, is now firmly documenting the research on the epigenetic landscape. And meditation influences gene expression. Study from institutions like the Icahn School of Medicine and the Chopra Foundation found that meditation can lead to significant changes in gene expression. So once again, ageless body, timeless mind. Ageless body is your formless body. Timeless mind is the mind beyond subject-object split, the ultimate truth at the heart of creation, which is reality is one. The closer we get to samadhi, the less entropy, the less the arrow of time, and the less thermodynamic activity and entropy, which causes aging. Of course, ultimately, we should die because death is the way to reinvent our physical bodies and recycle and evolve into modes of knowing and experience which are never-ending and infinite. Death makes life possible. And there's a phenomenon in biology called apoptosis, which is programmed cellular death. When a cell forgets to die, it becomes cancerous. That's what a cancer cell is. It has forgotten its memory of wholeness. So while death makes life possible, it is becoming increasingly obvious that chronic disease may soon be optional, and the best exit would be to die in Mahasamadhi, meditation, after having lived a full life and a life of fulfillment. So that's a brief summary of the basis of ageless body, timeless mind. And we are continuing to do this research at the Chopra Foundation. And we believe that both modern technologies and ancient wisdom can come together to create a biology of youth along with the wisdom of experience. Let me know if this is useful. And by the way, digital Dharma is now out, a user's guide on how to use artificial intelligence to elevate spiritual well-being and personal well-being as well. And of course, you can always converse with me, my digital twin also, which is now answering questions in 4 languages: English, Hindi, Arabic, and Spanish. And once again, thank you for indulging me.